wasn't getting better, so they went to the surgeon. The surgeon replaced the torn tissues that were past self-healing of the body system, kind of like range of motion, the range of help, and they got better. And after we kept on working on it, and now they have full range of motion. So it's a matter of individual, specific situation.
Mm-hmm.
In your case and in other case, keep in mind, not everybody is equal, but everybody's trying to make it, I hope so, a good job. So some surgery goes better than others, and they start to realize it's not 100%, so why? And that's one of the new field in pain science right now is the BPS system. So I'm going to try to not butcher that, but it's the biopsychosociologic system.
Oh, interesting.
It used to be if you hurt, it's because of your posture. It's because of your back went out. It's because you didn't work out. You moved less. And now they're shifting that approach towards something like, well, yes, but guess what? If your finance is down, you will have pain too. So it's a very interesting moment, like I said, in the health field, where a lot of health field are getting together, like medicine, psychology, are getting closer and closer. You can then approach your pain from a different standpoint. So yes, I have some clients who did that. Do it 8 hours of gardening, bending forward. It might not be ideal. But in the meantime, let's say, and I'm going to get really on an extreme case right here. If people are sensitive to that, prepare yourself, or make sure that you leave the room. But if people have had abuse, if people have had PTSD, trauma that are more psychological, these can lead to underlying possibility of pain.
Right.
That's the complexity that is evolving now. So that's why you can hear people say, oh, you know what, I had back pain, but I went to see that shaman and he blew some sage in my face and we just like did something kind of psychedelic and I get better. All right. It's great. And this is also things that people can start to look around for. The surgery might be beneficial for people who have something that needs surgery that's beyond the capacity of the body. People who have trauma who come to the ER.
Right.
You're not going to tell them, brush it off.
No.
You can't. So there's
Stop
some
bleeding now.
Right.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
For that approach.
Well, and you know Dr. Andrew Weil. Do you know him?
Yes. I know of him.
He was a pioneer of healthy eating to combat certain issues that are our society, like high blood pressure and my mind is drawing a blank. But he was very he brought that healthy eating back to some medical schools that if you eat a healthy diet, possibly you could beat your heredity to have a heart attack at 35. So, and he made some major headway. Yes. And he was very instrumental in that, but it's not in every school. It's only in a select few, and most of them are on the West Coast. And I took classes that from a school that he worked very closely with called I'm having a really hard time with my brain today. I don't know why.
Maybe it's your back.
Yes, I think so.
A lot of energy.
But it's actually feeling a little bit better. So I lived in California for 20 years, and I'll tell you, when I moved back here, it was like back to the Midwest. It was like walking back in time. Everything takes longer to get from either coast to get to where we are in the Midwest. And it makes me feel really good to hear you talk like that, because that means it's coming this way. And we have a lot a lot more naturopaths now than we ever did. We have people that are chiropractors that test you for what your body needs and what minerals and vitamins you're missing. And then instead of telling you to take these supplements, they're actually telling you what to eat and what not to eat. And I love that. So that's been out in California for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, what I know about the history is that in the 70s, there was the Excellent Institute in Northern California, and people like Ida Rolf, who created a technique called Rolfing now that some people might have heard about, was to massage the body in a way that can change the shape. Evolved greatly now, and there's new concepts now, but in the 70s, she was also part of bringing yoga into the U.S. With other movements, like in the Palo Alto Institute in Northern California as well. They started to change the shift on psychology. You know, psychology, I don't know if you know or don't, but if you look back, it used to be, oh, are you crazy? I'm going to hose you down with cold water. And now we don't do that so much. We're just going to talk about it. And it went to be, well, let's talk about your childhood or your sexuality. And now it's going toward more to do. So it's getting more and more organic in the way people are addressing health. And I love to hear stories where a chiropractor tells you to eat better, right? Because that makes sense. I mean, our parents and grandparents, that's what they used to do. So, and they were doing okay. And we went into science, and after there's some back and forth, science gives some great stuff, but sometimes need times to be assimilated, and some ideas sometimes travel faster than the techniques. So it is a changing time, and it is going a full cycle, full circle. I totally agree with you with the fact that it's interesting to hear that in different parts, things are changing and evolving like that.
Yes, and I'm meeting more people that are like that all the time, and I notice they're in little pockets. And I think this is true of California. I lived in Northern California, up by Santa Cruz and Roseville and the Sierra foothills. And this is a long time ago, though. I've been back here in the Midwest for quite a few years. And there were most of the activity that we're talking about, that holistic attitude and modalities, were all happening closer to where you are in the big cities, in LA, San Diego. And then it started creeping up to Santa Cruz, and then maybe Humboldt County. So, I mean, it was making its way but if you think about it, I don't know, is it the kind of people that gather there, or is it the place itself that lends itself? What do you think it is?
I am not sure, but I will tell you, in the past years, social media made a lot of things a lot more accessible. And if someone, even in remote place, start to plug in online and start to listen to those people spreading ideas and might actually share in their community, it's a great way also for it to expand. That's exactly what we're doing now. I'm in San Diego, you're in another part of the States. We're in two different parts of the States. And we are able to reach online to people that can be in random places. And we could hear it now and later on. So that's one of the things that I've seen the most. Like for me, most of my knowledge recently has been started by locally. So I moved from France to the US about 15 years ago, and I learned a lot about a different social culture, the American social culture. It taught me a lot of great things. And after I started to look online, and I looked at people in France who were studying things that people don't study here. And after online, I looked at people who were in San Diego again, and I found them online, but I would have never been in the same circle. But because online they had that tag, pain, chronic pain, pain science, I was looking for those words. I was looking for those concepts, and I was able to reach a crowd that I would have never accessed before. I didn't know where they were in San Diego. So I think for me, one of the biggest things that has happened And I don't know where it started but one of the biggest things that happened is that connection that we were able to create thanks to that kid online on Facebook and on the rest of the website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how things have changed?
Yeah.
Yes. So how
They're
long have
evolving.
you been a massage therapist now?
Since 2009. I started to study in 2008, and I studied for a full year. And I studied a holistic health practitioner. So it's 1,000 hours of study. Imagine getting massage and giving massage every day for a year. Sounds great. It's exhausting, but it's amazing. And after I studied other techniques, basically becoming a massage therapist is one of two things. You can take it as a work, and some people come in the field and after go and take some other ways. And I took it more as a career because I really got a lot of help from it. So ever since I studied in 2009 and graduated in 2009, I've been studying other modalities. I was into the pain field, but 6 to 8 months ago, I got into pain science, which is another niche into the pain field. Basically, I wanted to give the most up-to-date science-based information to my clients and share with them books like Explain Pain from David Butler, a great, great book, and I recommend it highly to everybody who wants to spend a bit of time understanding the new BPS system.
And what is the name of it again, Phillippe?
Oh, yeah. And I'll give you maybe the link so that you can put it under or around. But it's Explain Pain by David Butler. It's a great book that will tell you that if you don't want to read a book, I'll give you the sum up. Pain is not a sign for injury or disease necessarily. It's a sign that you have a perceived need for protection. So when you get that in your head, you think, why are we talking about a sign? Well, it's like my back hurts, right? But basically, the new science is telling you that the information that travels from your body to your brain is processed in your brain, and you are processing it thinking, I need to tag that as a pain. My body needs attention here. So pain is not a bad guy anymore. Pain is actually a great ally. And that's what the book talks about a bit more in depth, a lot more in depth. It's talking about the fact that this brain of ours is just trying to tell us to do something. And it's actually pointing out, hey, this place specifically right there needs attention. So now that you were thinking about your low back pain, and hopefully you have been moving a bit around and you feel a bit safer now, you feel a bit better in your body, maybe you've put the hand once or twice on your back. Now you think, wait, so pain is an output from the brain. Does it mean that I'm crazy? No, it doesn't mean you're crazy. It does mean that, wait, the pain has been tagged as a bad thing, right? We take painkillers. You don't kill good guy, you kill bad guy. Well, we should not kill, I think, but anyway, a painkiller. So when you have that concept here, we should think, instead of painkiller, you should think about a way to enhance our movement, allowing the body to keep the message. The message is important. Don't kill the messenger. So when you have that lower back pain, you know something is important there. You need to pay attention to it. And yet for 3 years, and I'm not judging here, I'm just reassessing, for 3 years you had that pain on and off. So why is the missing information here that will allow you to get past that cycle? And that's what the book is talking about also, is explaining you a way to shift the way you think and the way you do things so that you allow your body to process information of pain and get better in the meantime. Pretty cool, no?
Yes, very cool. I love that. We'll post a link for sure and tell everybody that you said it. You know, another thing,
Yeah.
You've gotten me thinking now. I'm a Reiki master, and when I do Reiki and there's a chakra blocked, like just pretend it's the throat chakra. Usually it's because